I'm Ginger Nelson and welcome to Tea Time. Today I'm delighted to have Lisa Kingry and Vanessa Hayes on the set with us. Welcome.
Morning. How are you?
Here.
Now y'all are here to talk to us about food for thought. Now, Lisa, can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
I can. I'm the Executive Director of Turner County Connection Communities and Schools, and we're obviously located in Turner County, and we're a nonprofit organization that helps bring partners together to meet needs of children and families in our community.
Okay. And Vanessa?
Good morning. I am the Nutrition Director for Tift County Schools, and we feed all of the children of Tift County.
So you got a big job.
Big job, big responsibility.
How many students are actually?
7,000 plus.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize
For the
we had
entire
that
county.
many people, kids in the school system here.
Yeah, we do. We do.
7,000 plus. How many schools are there?
12 schools.
12 schools.
12 schools.
Here in Tift County. And you got how many in Turner
We have
County?
about 1,200 students, so we're
Okay.
very small, and we only have 3 school sites.
Okay.
Yeah,
So we're here to talk about the Food for Thought. How did you get involved with the Food for Thought program?
Well, for Turner County, we first got involved last summer. We had a call from the Tifton area YMCA, who had been doing Food for Thought previously, but they wanted to add another county since they do serve Turner County. And so it just met a need that we had in our community, feeding hungry children in the summer. And we're all about helping children and families, and so this was definitely something we wanted to jump on and help initiate and get going in our community. So it's truly a collaborative effort, and we said yes, we'll take the ball and run with it and see how we can make it happen in Turner.
Now, Vanessa, I know that Tift County is involved with the Food for Thought program. How long has it been around?
This collaborative partnership was established probably, I think this is the 3rd year they've done it with the YMCA, and it's a huge undertaking. And we're so excited that the Y chose us to be a collaborative partner, because we not only feed the Food for Thought children, we also have a seamless summer program that runs throughout the county. So we feed any child from 1 to 18.
Now, the Seamless Summer program, now, explain a little bit about
That's
that.
our summer feeding program that allows us to feed any child. They don't have to be in school. They don't have to be a registered student. We don't have to identify them. It's just identifying the need.
Okay.
And that's what we're excited about. The Y created opportunities for children to be there for us to reach that we wouldn't normally reach.
So this started about 3 years ago, and this is your first year in Turner County?
This is our second year. This is our
Okay.
second year,
Okay.
right, yeah.
So you feed kids every day, right?
Every single day.
You know, I didn't realize that to begin with. I mean, I heard of the Food for Thought program. I know that we've, had guys go out there and play music and, do different activities. But I guess I just assumed it was once a week.
It's a huge undertaking. Right. It's a big commitment from our volunteers, and Turner County, she can speak more on that. From my perspective, to have volunteers who do not get paid to commit to being there every day, to be a presence in these communities and at these sites to feed these children, that's huge. These are children who wouldn't typically get a meal during the summer.
And this is Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday.
Every day during
lunch. A lot of our volunteers I don't know about in Turner County are our faith-based organizations, our churches who are committed to being there every single day throughout the entire process, just not for the feeding. We know it's food for thought, but also during the activity part.
So there's actually, the YMCA actually helps with the activity part. They come out, and what kind of activities would they expect?
Well, I know some of the things they've done in Turner, they bring the big blow-up houses or bouncy things, and they do that. And then just send staff up there. We only have 5 sites in Turner County, and so the Y comes once every day. They come to Turner County and go to a different site each day, and so they send staff to do games and activities, face painting, just anything you can think of, read stories. So they provide some activities, and then it's our job to get people in the community on those other 4 days to come and do some activities with the children at the sites. So it's truly, like I said, a collaborative effort. It is huge because we're so dependent on the volunteers. Absolutely could not do it without them. Yeah,
it's a little different picture here. We have about 19 sites, and the Y
19 sites
here
in Tift County.
Here in Tift County, and the Y has been very instrumental in bringing in collaborative partners from the actual county, the fire department, the health department, the hospital, different people to come in and show them sanitation, safety, different life skills that the children need, besides making it fun. Getting them moving, getting them physical. You know, with the new bill that just was passed with the Hunger Free Kids Act, we are being empowered to make sure that children understand that, coupled with physical fitness, movement, and good nutrition, they're going to be successful academically. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to impact change. We're trying to change children. We're trying to let them understand that we care. So we're doing that with the collaboration and the partners that we have. So I'm really excited about it. Excited to be a part of it.
I know that we got footage, I think, of one of the girls from the YMCA who went out to one of the sites, and I think she goes quite regularly every day. And Penelope, and she was out there teaching aerobics.
Absolutely. They do soccer, they do aerobics, they do all kind of games just to teach the children. Also sportsmanship, life skills about being on a team. What happens when I don't get, the outcome is not what I think it should be. Things that they need. Our kids are prisoners to our lifestyle. A lot of times they're trapped inside with television and video games, and they need to get outside. They need to be free. They need to run. They need to move. I don't know if you knew it, but our state is number 3 with the obesity rate nationwide, and that's really startling. You know, because I grew up, I'm a country kid. We were always outside. We only came in for bathroom and water.
Honey, we drink the water out of the water hose.
Absolutely. A lot of our sites are outside sites, so it's really convenient for them to get out and kick a ball around or run or do games. And the bouncy house may seem very trivial, but it's getting kids moving. They're jumping.
But you think about it, I mean, these kids who don't have food during the summer,
absolutely,
a bouncy house to them is like going to Wild Adventure.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You know, something.
That's right.
It's showing kids that we care. About the entire thing, not just, okay, we got to get food in your belly, but we care enough to spend time with you. Time is priceless. So, you know, that's the big thing. And I'm so grateful to the Y for choosing us to be a partner because it's making a difference in our community. And that's what it's about.
Making a difference in our community. We're going to go to a quick break, and when we return, we're going to talk more about the Food for Thought program right here in Tift County and Turner County, Ashburn. We'll be right back.
Why do savvy builders, quality remodelers, and serious do-it-yourselfers do business with LMC dealers like Short and Paul? Because quality materials, product knowledge, and buying power matters. We're part of a network of 1,200 independent lumberyard locations nationwide with billions of dollars in buying power that allows us to provide the quality products you expect at the competitive prices you deserve. So on your next project, stop by one of our 4 locations for products that provide solutions. Put our billion-dollar buying power to work for you.
For over 42 years, Moon's Pharmacy has been committed to providing professional, friendly service, where our pharmacists welcome your questions, offer you overall lower drug costs, and free citywide delivery. While we still believe in good old-fashioned customer service, we also know the importance of staying on the leading edge of pharmacy innovations, such as travel and flu vaccines, custom compounding, and specialty packaging for homebound patients. Choose Moon's Pharmacy. Together, we can make a difference in your health.
For those dealing with the daily struggles of caring for a loved one, we hear you. That's why AARP created a community with experts and other caregivers to help us better care for ourselves and the ones we love.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back to Tea Time. We are talking about the Food for Thought program that we have in Tift County and Turner County. And before we went to break, we were talking about that there are kids right here in our communities who do not have food during the summer. During the school year, the way that they get food,
that's right.
I mean, these kids are probably ready to start back school.
Right. Absolutely.
You know, when it comes around.
Absolutely. It is a need. I love the way that you phrase that it's a need that has been identified. It's really, really overwhelming. These children receive sometimes the only 2 meals they get are during the school year, breakfast and lunch. And then for the Seamless Summer Program, it's to help alleviate that, because those children go home and some of them don't have food. And we were looking and discussing during the break the poverty rate, 39%. That's epic. That's huge.
That's 39% poverty
of
here,
the population
here
in Tift County.
Right.
I mean, that's children going hungry, and we were talking earlier about the needs that have been identified outside of our country, but right here in our backyard, we have children who are hungry, who are not eating.
Don't send your money out of the country.
We need it here.
Volunteer.
Use your efforts. We need volunteers. We need people to commit to coming every day to say, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be a constant for this child during this time to feed them, to give them more than just food, but activities, attention, a smile, a hug, a moment. You know, these children need us. Our community, we've got to teach them that we care so they can care about us later on. We're feeding our future. If we don't do it now, we're going to lose them. And 39% is huge. That's a third of our population in poverty.
And that's children. In Turner, it's almost 44% of our children are living in poverty. And
so this is just children,
not adults,
and
it's children. And that's over 900 kids in our small community of less than 9,000 population.
That's right.
So it's huge, and it is very difficult for the everyday person to realize that when they go home at night, within a 5-mile radius, 10-mile radius, 20-mile, you know, there are kids going to bed hungry.
No food.
We see the commercials, like Vanessa referred to, on TV from other countries where children are hungry, and the plea to send the money to purchase food for those kids. And that is very, very important, and I think people who are called to do that are wonderful, and it should be done to help children everywhere. But I also see how valuable and how important it is to pump our resources into our own community for the future of our small communities here in South Georgia. For us to have a future, for these children to look back and say, because someone cared enough to spend time with me every day one summer back in 2013, I remember when there was a caring adult in my life. It can make a huge difference in those children's future and in the future of our communities. We've got to help break the cycle of poverty, of neglect, and we've got to do it. And we can, you know, we can sit here all day and say it's the parents' fault, it's the school's fault, it's the government's fault. You know what? Bottom line, it doesn't matter.
Change.
It does not matter whose fault it is.
The responsibility is ours.
It's our responsibility to make
our
a change.
responsibility, and I'm really so excited that someone in our community has identified that there's an issue, but that's the general message. We know with the school system, hungry children can't learn. So the integrity of the nutritional part that we bring, it's impactful. We have to make sure that they're getting what they need. We're their fuel for the educational process. But besides that fuel, it needs to be coupled with activities. It needs to be coupled with hands-on life skills that we teach children about what they need to do to not just survive, but to grow, to glean from what we're giving them. So I'm really excited about that. I'm really stunned at how our poverty rate continues to increase.
And you know, born and raised here in Tift County. I was born and raised here in Tift County. It is so hard for me to imagine that we have this high of poverty rate, and there are kids going hungry right here.
Right here.
Right
it
here.
is.
In our community.
It's hard to imagine.
Right in our neighborhoods.
But shows like today, we want volunteers and people who are out there that this will tug their hearts. And what can I do? It's not always a financial commitment. It's a physical commitment. It's a commitment to change, just doing our part right where we are. And that's why Food for Thought is so necessary, so relevant. So is a collaborative partnership. Us coming together as a community to say we're gonna create change.
I know, Vanessa, when we went to break one time, you said something about, you know, maybe a 6-year-old carrying their, you know, 2-year-old sibling.
The sites we see the small children bringing their smaller brothers and sisters that you wouldn't want your 6-year-old walking, but they're walking to sites to get their food. You see children sharing with their parents that already the burden of my mother's hungry and I'm going to break my sandwich in half and give some to my mom. That's a huge, huge burden for a child that's 3 and 4 years old. This is necessary.
Now, in order to participate in one of these sites as a kid, they don't have to prove anything. They don't have to show identification or income or anything.
Just show up.
Just show up.
And they don't have one day or every day. They come and they're counted and they're fed.
And there's 19 sites in Tift County. There are 4 sites.
Five sites in Turner. Yeah, right. So the kids that, you know, can just walk up to the site and receive a meal. They don't have to prove they're a certain age or that they're living in poverty or anything.
That's right.
And then stay. And you know, it takes about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how long the volunteers are willing to stay and do the activities after the children have eaten. But yeah, it's coupled with, and the other thing that Vanessa made a point on that we haven't talked a lot about is the relationship between children being hungry and their academics.
Success, absolutely.
And it's huge. If kids come to school hungry, they are not interested in sitting there learning how to read and write and do math. I mean, they're thinking about, I can't wait until lunchtime gets here, you know. So, you know, fortunately, of course, we have the breakfast program now in our school systems, and
absolutely, because
so kids can come.
Breakfast is necessary.
It's so important, and so we know that there are many, many kids though who those are the only 2 meals. That's the only 2 meals they get in a day. But and in Turner County next year, we're excited, but it's kind of a, I don't know, it kind of conflicts each other. We're excited because every child in the Turner County school system this coming school year will have the choice to eat, and they can eat free, breakfast and lunch. That's exciting because we know every child will be able to eat and will not have the burden of paying. The downside of that is we know that our poverty rate is increasing, and that's not what we want to see happen. We often say in our organization, my board chair often says, we're trying to work our way out of a job. You know, we're doing things to help empower families.
I love that.
I would love for the day, you know, I need a job, yes, but I would love to see the day where my organization was not needed in our community. I don't see that happening, but that's the ultimate goal.
So wonderful.
That we're breaking the cycle.
That's right. We're working our way out of a job.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now I want to touch a little bit more on the activities that the kids also get to participate in. It's not just coming and sitting down and having a meal. They actually get to enjoy different activities. I know I'm going to tell a little story that my husband told because he went last year and they played music. We had several of the guys around because, you know, we also have WTIF and Hook FM in here in the building. And so we got a lot of talented people, and they went and sung and played music. And my husband, David, was playing the guitar, and this little boy just kept going up and wanting to, touch it because it's almost like it was completely foreign to him. Wow. He couldn't figure out how that music was coming
from the guitar.
Wow. And when my husband came home to tell me the story, I mean, you could tell that it really touched him. As well as it touched the kids, you know.
Yeah.
So making a difference in a child's life.
And exposing kids to things like that. I mean, you know, again, we go to our homes, and our children and our families are exposed to music and
we
to
take that for granted.
Instruments and go into Wild Adventures or go into McDonald's or go into Albany. And so many of our children, they do not get out. They go home and they go to school, and that's it. They don't get outside of the county lines hardly. And so,
and you know, that I feel like
bringing it to them.
I feel like as a parent, that is our responsibility to teach our kids who are fortunate, that there are less fortunate,
absolutely,
and that, you know, if you want to volunteer, take your kids out.
That's exactly right.
Let them help. Let them be a part of it. And after you shared that story, it just made me think about the conversation I had with our head coach, Coach Reed here in Tift County, and how he said the seamless summer program impacted his program. His absentee rate was almost nothing. Out of 150 players, he had 145 to 148 showing up every single day. No kids were passing out. They were equipped, they were fueled, they were ready to go to get ready for whatever he had for the day, whatever activities, and that's big. That's big.
I got to say kudos to him too, because I mean, he will go in his vehicle and he
pick
will go
children up. Absolutely. And before
right.
he drops them off, he will make sure children are not hungry.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I love that about him. We've also, speaking of collaborations, collaborated with Mayfield Dairy, who has committed to fueling the football players with no-fat chocolate milk. That is their energy drink. So they're getting calcium, they're getting vitamin A, they're getting vitamin D in this energy drink. And when I say drink, it's milk. And the guys love it. And he got people to donate peanut butter. And the school system, we donated the bread, and they make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and their chocolate milk. And people are going, well, that doesn't sound healthy. It's very
there's nothing better
very
than
healthy
chocolate milk after you have.
It replenishes you.
Yes, right.
And he didn't have kids passing out.
After
he didn't
I
have
run,
people
I
not
come
ready.
in and I drink chocolate milk.
It's great. It's nature's fuel. And we love that. But the change that we're creating is also changing us.
That's right.
The way we look at things, the way we do the commitment, the activities, getting children to run the soccer program that they took down to Omega. I saw one of the instructors who was kicking the balls and teaching kids how to use their movement, their bodies. You got to have movement with nutrition. You got to have food. You got to have movement. The activities are so important, and I know that's a part of the grant. With the Y, they make sure that the activities are in place. There's certain rotation that they have to have, things that they have.
Well, you know,
to
most kids, a lot of kids during the summer, they participate in different camps and things like that. There are these who are less fortunate who can't go to camp. These activities are similar to what
absolutely,
you know,
absolutely,
and it's free of charge.
Right.
Again, it takes away the stigma of we don't have, so we can't do.
That's right. That's right. And that's one thing I like about the YMCA is that they don't want any kid to be, you know, left out.
Absolutely. It's a community effort. It's like us coming together as a family. The school system is such a huge machine in our community. And at any time that we can collaborate with partners and become a part of their vision for change, it's a win-win for all of us. So I love the thing that Lisa said about Turner County. These volunteers find her. They came to her and said, what can I do? And that's what our hopes are today from this conversation, that people will call and say, what can I do to make a difference? How can I create change?
Because for the most part, people will do. They will volunteer. We've just got to uncover those folks and ask them.
Needing volunteers, and when we come back, we're going to tell you a little bit about how you can become a volunteer if you would like to help in the Food for Thought program this summer. We'll be right back.
Summer is here, and it's time to spruce up your home. At Home on 12 has everything you need to make your home stunning and fresh. From coordinated bedding and monogram towels to unique home decorating items, you'll find a wide selection of beautiful pieces. If you want a new look but you're unsure of where to start, At Home on 12 offers interior design services as well. Their professional framing shop has a great selection of frames and mats for artwork, family photos, and more. Visit At Home on 12th at 1202 Highway 41 North in Tifton, online at athomeon12.com or by phone at 387-8888. Are you in the mood for some amazing food? Well, stop by the Smokehouse, home of the best ribs in the South on 82 in Tifton, and try their new barbecue buffet. The barbecue buffet features their signature smoked chicken, pulled pork, and their famous barbecue beans, all cooked over high-quality blackjack oak. The barbecue buffet is offered daily from 11:30 to 2 and from 5:30 to 8. On Friday and Saturday nights, try the buffet featuring Lake Okeechobee fresh catfish. The Smokehouse is home of certified Angus beef, and they're now in their 26th year. Let them cater your next party. Give them a call at 386-0606.
We were talking about volunteers. So if someone wants to become a volunteer, I know that they can get in touch with the YMCA. I know Darren Peavy. I had him on the set with us last week, and he is the new CEO of the YMCA, and I know that he's very excited about this program as well.
He has a phenomenal vision for this program, for growing it.
And so there are volunteers that that you really need. I mean, you could not make this happen without volunteers, especially 19 sites and 5 sites.
No, there is no way that this program could be cut. No. Without the volunteers, we need
Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday. But you don't have to commit to every single day.
Right.
We one day, once a week, once every 2 weeks, whatever you can do. Start small. Start small with the commitment. Just call, and it's not necessarily feeding.
Right.
It can be a part of an activity, or it can be something that you enjoy and you want to share with children.
Making a difference in a child's life.
Right.
The YMCA's telephone number is 391 9622. 391-9622. You can get in touch with Darren Peavy, or you can actually talk to Penelope Williams. I know that she works there as well, and she is very active with the YMCA and the Food for Thought program. So,
and even for Turner County folks, call the YMCA and they'll connect you to me, or they can call me directly, 567-3413.
Thank you, ladies, for being on the show with us today.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate it.
It's been wonderful. Thank you.
Making a difference in a child's life. Go out and volunteer. Help with this Food for Thought program. Help feed these needy children right here in Tift County or Turner County.